Hey y'all, let me tell you a story about the election of Andrew Jackson. Yes, I remember it like it was yesterday. It was 1824, and there were four candidates: John Quincy Adams, Andrew Jackson, Henry Clay, and William Crawford. Now, John Quincy Adams, the son of the original John Adams, he had support from all of New England. Henry Clay, he and Andrew Jackson had supporters from the West, and William Crawford had supporters from us Southerners. But I really hated him and Adams. I wanted Andrew Jackson to become our president. I thought that going against Adams would be impossible because he'd been so close to the government since birth. Most people like me saw Adams as a heartless man who wanted nothing more than to become our president. Now, Henry Clay, he wasn't a bad man. He was the Speaker of the House of Representatives and a good negotiator, but everyone favored Jackson over him. Now, Jackson, he was known as the hero of New Orleans and was a great man. Everyone stood on their toes until the election results. As it turns out, Jackson won the most popular votes, but no one had the most electoral votes, and because of that, the House of Representatives had to choose a president from the best three candidates. And Clay had gotten the least amount of votes, so he was out of the game. But since Clay was Speaker of the House, he could turn the election, so Clay told the House to vote for Adams, and his argument was so convincing they did. After Adams was president, Adams made Clay Secretary of State. I was furious, and so were other people rooting for Jackson. They had stole the election, and most of us saw it as a corrupt bargain. Now that Adams was president, people hated him even more. Soon after, he now wanted to bring the whole people together, so he forced a program for internal improvements where the government paid for new roads and canals. Shoot, they even dug a new canal right next to my plantation. But if roads and canals weren't enough, he was urging the government to spend money for an observatory and a university. But most Americans didn't like how Adams was spending America's money, and I even thought it was making the government too powerful. So eventually, Congress started turning down his ideas. But by then it was 1828, and Adams was fighting for re-election, and this time Jackson was Adams' only opponent. Jackson's followers soon brought back the corrupt bargain and attacked Adams, but Adams' supporters attacked back, and Jackson was a man of the military, and said that Jackson was a man of the military and maybe a dictator. Nonetheless, Jackson won the election, and I was content with our government for the first time in 4 years. Jackson's inauguration was grand. Me, my wife, and three children, we traveled from Mississippi to see if people came from all over the country. People mobbed Jackson. It was a proud day for America. Soon, new states were added, and more people could vote. The voting laws were changed to any white man over 21 could vote, and new political parties were added, the Democrats and the Whigs. The Whigs wanted the government to spur the economy, and Democrats supported everything Andrew Jackson did. They also came up with a new way of figuring out who could be an electoral for president,